Welcome back to UND Insider Weekly. Let's talk about what's coming up, gentlemen, including football with Stony Brook on Saturday night at the Alerus Center. Final non-conference game, I guess, of the season. There's some soccer and some volleyball. Where do you want to start, Brad?
Let's talk about what's going to happen at the Alerus Center Saturday night. Stony Brook comes into town. Another one of those games that is a winnable game for this UND team. They're not going to be able to make, I think, some of the mistakes they made last week and then still come out with a win. It's not going to be a cakewalk or anything, but this is a game where they can maybe see some progress.
I'm looking forward to that game as well. I think how does the offense respond from getting shut out in Springfield, Missouri? Can they bounce back and put together a nice home game for the fans at the Alerus Center?
The defense is kind of built, though, for a team Stony Brook, isn't it, to stop a run? Apparently, they're just smash-mouth team, and it kind of comes right into the wheelhouse of the UND defense, doesn't it?
Yeah, you think so?
You would think so, but also at the same time, look at the couple of backs that have given North Dakota trouble this year. Big, strong, physical backs. Robert Morris had one. Missouri State had their best running plays when they brought in their more physical runner on Saturday, so that will be a challenge for North Dakota football. I'm also looking forward to UND volleyball this weekend to see if they can continue their final portion of their non-conference schedule here. On a positive note, they've had a bump in the road last week. Now we'll see if they can continue the good progress they made down in South Dakota against South Dakota State and Iowa and Eastern Illinois. Now they'll take it to Mississippi against Mississippi State and others here this weekend. The other thing I'm looking forward to this weekend is Hockey Fan Fest. I know that's a big day for you, the UND hockey teams at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. The big day for the fans. I think it's a 3 o'clock event on Sunday at the Ralph. So Hockey Fan Fest is always a great time. Most years I'm gone during it, but this year I'm going to swing on over and check it on out. It should be a lot of fun.
Let's go back to volleyball for a second here. And Mark Pryor said at the start of the season that everything that they do is leading up to the conference tournament, not the conference schedule. The conference tournament is where you make the NCAA tournament. Are you buying that according to his reaction to what has happened in some of these games, like NDSU? And I think that's really the only one he was disappointed in so far.
Yeah, I think so. And like you said, you can win the Big Sky regular season, but last year's team, they did that. I'm sure they would have liked to win that tournament and get to the NCAAs. That's what the goal is this year, and they have some work to do to get to that point. But
when you're a one-bid league, that's really all that conference tournament is what it comes down to.
I still think you want to win your regular season conference crown for the sake of getting to host the tournament, because I know a lot of years it's worked out in recent history here where the host team hasn't gone on, but I think you like your chance of sleeping in your own bed.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw the NDSU game, how much of an impact did that have that NDSU was able to play that game at home. If UND is able to play here, we saw what the impact was with the women's basketball team last year. They just blew everyone out when they were at home. I think that.
And this year they will be at home if you win the conference tournament.
Right.
We kind of get that was we got grandfathered out last year, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How that worked out. How about the soccer team? Their final pre-conference game against the University of South Dakota. How important is that for them, or is it?
Huge. I think.
Huge.
I think it's huge because it's South Dakota. The Coyotes. They've always had some of the most amazing, if not odd, games and matches with South Dakota that I've seen, at least when South Dakota.
Speak to some of them, Paul.
Well, they've either went to extra time, and oftentimes the way they've gotten to extra time have been some very interesting goals scored. So I just think that the history and track record with South Dakota, if you're able to get some positive things going on the road in Vermillion against the Yotes this time around, I think that carries into a good starting point into the conference season, which I know Coach Kellogg is really emphasizing to his young group. We really want to be good on the conference season because with youth, you got to put something out there for a goal, and they've been really selling the build-up to this young group of soccer players.
That's a sneak preview of what's coming up this weekend at UND.